Hello everybody, welcome to another video and welcome to something slightly different. I've never done a video on a camera, or not dedicated. I mean, I've done it in a couple of phone reviews or whatever, but this is my first DSLR. I've always taken snaps. I've always, like, ever since I was really little, I've when I used to go on school trips, I'd buy myself a little those disposable cameras made out of, like, cardboard or whatever. But I'd snap some photos of them and then go to the pharmacy or wherever it would print them off. They'd stick it through that big massive machine, and then they'd get the pictures printed off. And I was always sort of interested in it from an early age. And then since sort of like phones came along, I've always just taken photos with the phone, and I've always had the interest and have wanted to get a proper DSLR, but I've always sort of written it off and gone, that's too expensive. But this Christmas, last Christmas, I said, okay, I'm going to put my money, even though I am saving up for a car and all that sort of stuff, I said, I do want to get myself a camera because it is something that I want to get into. So I was looking around at DSLRs, and this, every single time here in the UK, I know prices fluctuate greatly depending on where you live, but this was the cheapest DSLR. Well, I don't know, there may have been cheaper ones, but this is the cheapest decent DSLR around. I was looking at bridge cameras as well, but I thought to myself, nah, what's the point? It's basically a point and shoot, which is made to look like a DSLR. So I did go with this. I went second hand, and this is a Canon 350D. I got a funky new camera today. Hopefully it will cooperate. 350D. I'll go over the specs. It's got an 8 megapixel CMOS sensor. All EF and EFS lenses fit onto it, no problems whatsoever. It's got 7-point autofocus. It can shoot up to 1/4000th of a second shutter speed. And yeah, it's quite a nice little camera. It's good for a beginner. Obviously, if you've already blown £500–600 on a camera, then obviously you're going to look at this and go, oh my god, that's a piece of shit. It is a good few years old now. I think they released it in 2005, maybe 2006, so it is pretty old. But it's got a relatively new lens on it. This lens, actually, I got this camera for £100, camera, body and lens. This lens alone goes for £100 at the moment on Amazon. I'll go into the lens in a minute. But yeah, this is a good little camera for a beginner like me. I went into this I never used a DSLR in my life. I didn't know. Obviously, I knew what aperture, ISO, shutter speed, etc., etc. I knew what that meant, but I had never been able to. I never had the camera to be able to sort of have a little fiddle with it, and this is the perfect sort of starting point. If I get a little thing there, you've got a 1.8 inch LCD, 115. Hang on, let me check my notes. 115,000 pixels. It's okay. It's very small. And of course they have like 3.5 inch displays now, so it is slow. But again, it's like going from a poor pair of headphones to a good pair of headphones and then trying to go back to the bad pair of headphones. You can't do it. I've never had anything better than this, so it's the best around for me. It doesn't shoot. I'm not sure if the camera will want to focus. Yeah, it does. Nice one. It doesn't shoot live, so it is just for looking back, and it is a pretty poor display. But obviously, you can. It's good for just checking to see if you're not completely out of focus, and then obviously you stick it on the computer. But yeah, I really like it. It's simple. If I jump into the menus, it's a relatively simple. Oh, if you want to focus, there we go. It's a relatively simple menu interface. Edit all of the settings there, and obviously up here you edit your aperture through that one, shutter speed, timer, etc. on all the other ones, and then up on the top, obviously on off. Those two are for, well, mainly just for navigating through your pictures. You've got shutter speed up there, and then of course you can switch it. This goes to show how new this stuff is to me. I don't know what the top one is. I've never used it in my life, but you've got manual there, which obviously you want to be shooting most in. Aperture priority, shutter priority. Ooh, you can see all I use really is manual, and if I really want to take a quick photo, I switch it to automatic. These preset modes, regardless of the camera, I've never been a fan of them. They never seem to work properly. And then down here you've got auto mode with no flash, because this auto mode, if you're inside, even if it's like really light, it does, like, it'll probably even pop it up now. Yeah, there we go. So it likes to pop up the flash in pretty unnecessary conditions. I'll go into the lens now. It's a Sigma 18 to 50mm, of course, f3.5 to 5.6 DC lens, 58mm diameter. It's quite nice. I do have a 50mm f1.8 Canon prime lens, 50mm, or is it 55? I'm not sure. But whatever. Obviously that does better shots and sort of macro stuff, etc. But obviously it's a lot nicer having the range. So this is the lens I use most. It shoots decent photos. I'm gonna put a few sample photos that I've taken over the past month or two with this camera at the end of the video. But yeah, again, I've never known anything better, so to me it's the best around. All I know is it does the trick. Obviously, if you're taking photos of wildlife, birds, etc., it's no good because it's only zooming out to 50, and you can't get really up close to stuff because on 50mm you can only go to 5.6. So it's a decent lens, but obviously it's nothing spectacular. But I'm sure it's better than the kit lens that this 350D originally came with. I believe that's a flash mount for a better flash than this little thing, although it does do a relatively decent job. But yeah, I really do like it. I just wanted to show this to you. I know it's very, very different to my standard sort of stuff. We're taking a bit of a break from PowerPC, but this is my DSLR. Canon 350D. Really, really nice camera. On the off chance here, 2 seconds. It does take it takes compact flash cards, which is pretty damn cool. Of course, SD is the standard now, but it is a bit slow accessing files when you're shooting raw files and switching them over to your computer. But again, it does the job, and this camera just does the job in general. I've shot some pretty damn nice photos with it. Obviously, they may not be technically perfect, but I look at them and go, yeah, I'm pretty proud of that. So I'm going to put those photos up now. My Canon 350D, guys. If you're into photography, please leave a comment down below if you would like some sort of a video on photography in the future. I'm not sure if you are, or if anybody is. I know there's a couple of people out there. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.